So thank you again for joining us. This is such a wonderful film.
Thank you very much.
Start with you, Fujimoto-san. If you could please tell us about how this project started, why this story, why Myanmar?
なぜミャンマーかっていうのは最初プロデューサーの北川さんが、ミャンマーで映画を撮る人っていうのをインターネットで日本で募集していたのを見て、それに応募したっていうのがきっかけで、もう僕自身最初はミャンマーと本当に何も知らない状態だったんですね。でそこからスタートしました。
In terms of the start of the film and to why we picked Myanmar, it actually was thanks to our producer, Mr. Kitagawa. He put an ad up on the internet looking for someone who wanted to make a film in Myanmar. So I decided to apply, even though I initially knew nothing about the country.
で日本に住んでいるミャンマー人の方々すごいたくさん多くいるんですけど、そういったこういった問題の話とか全然僕は知らなくて、で日本で東京ですごいミャンマーの人たちと結構いろんな友達ができてきて、すごい毎日飲んでたりする中で、こういった移民の方とか愚痴をすごい聞かされるようになって。でその中でこの実際のモデルになった家族がいるんですけど、その家族と出会った時に、この話、その家族の方の、実話っていうのを映画にしたいなと思ったのが、この企画の始まりです。
In terms of how the project itself started, in Japan there's actually a lot of Burmese people. It's quite a large community. And in terms of the issues that are involved in this community, I didn't know anything about this, as I had said. But I was able to meet many people in Tokyo within this Burmese community. We would go drinking together every day. And I would hear their complaints about immigration and other issues, so I came to understand it. The family that serves as a model for the story in this film, once I got to talk with them, I got to hear about their actual situation, and I thought it might be interesting to put it on the big screen.
日本の中では外国人の方、日本国籍以外の方の受け入れに関しての問題っていうのはすごいニュースで取り上げられたりさまざまな議論ってあるんですけど、こうして一回入って帰っていく人たちの、お話、そこに何が問題があるのかとか特に子どもにとってどんな問題があるのかっていうのは全く日本では語られてないっていう現状もあったので、映画にすることでいろんな人と共有できたらなと、思って作りました。
Within Japan, there's a lot of talk about immigration issues in terms of accepting foreigners, people who aren't of Japanese nationality. This is a big topic on the news. It's largely debated. One thing that we don't really discuss, though, is people who come to Japan and then go back to their home countries. So I was curious to know about these families, especially children, and how they might adjust going back to their home country, even though they'd spent their lives in Japan. And I thought this might be an interesting way to share the story via film and have many people learn about it.
でその時代としては特に重要なのがミャンマーがずっと軍事政権でかなり閉ざされていた国だったんですけど、この撮影した4年前っていうのはちょうど政府が民主化に移行しようってなった時で、その時日本にいるミャンマー人たちが帰ろうかどうしようかですごい皆さん迷っていた時期でした。
An important aspect of the situation in Myanmar is that it was largely ruled by a military government for a long time. At the time when I was making this film, which was about 4 years ago, they were in the point of transition to democracy in terms of the government in Myanmar. And at this time, for the Myanmar population, or the Burmese population in Japan, many of them were wondering whether they should go back or they should stay in Japan.
And Kitagawa-san, so you had posted an ad, you had a desire to make a film together with another producer. So the Myanmar subject or topic started with you. And I understand this came from your experience volunteering in a holding center for refugees and immigrants whose visas had expired in Japan?
最初そのミャンマーでやりたいと思ったきっかけはちょうど2011年2年の時にミャンマーが軍事政権が終わるということになって民主化されるということがニュースになって、でそこから僕がその映画を作りたいなというふうに思っていた時にアジア最後のフロンティアって言われてて、経済的にどんどん日本の資金が入っていった時代で、日本人が最初 ミャンマーでなんかこう起業して成功するような話をやったらどうだっていうことを制作会社の社長さんに言われて、で、その日本人が
So in terms of why I initially launched this film about Myanmar, this is going back to 2011, 2012. There was a lot of news regarding the change from the military government to a democratic government. So I thought I might want to make a film in regard to that. At the time, Myanmar was being called the last frontier of Asia. A lot of money was streaming into Myanmar from Japan as well as other Asian countries. There were many Japanese entrepreneurs or people who were starting businesses in Japan. So a head of a production company actually brought that as a potential idea for the film.
でそういった話よりはですね、そのミャンマーという国のことをこうそのキーワードが気になって調べてみて、ニュースではあまりミャンマーという国の現状分からなかった。だからそのミャンマーという国を知りたかったっていうのが一番最初のきっかけです。
But I wasn't really as interested in that proposal. I just wanted to know more about Myanmar as a country. That sort of became a key word for me. On the news, we didn't hear much about the current situation in Myanmar. It was not something that I knew very much about, and it was something I wanted to learn more about.
あともう一つはミャンマーで映画を日本人がやるということ、共同制作映画を作るということをやった人がなかなかいなかった。だからちょっと誰もやったことないことをやってみたいなというふうに思ったのがきっかけです。それで監督募集をして、30通40通ぐらいの監督の応募があったんですけども、その中で、一番面白い企画を持ってきてくれた藤本さんと一緒にやりたいなと思いました。40人ぐらい。はい。
So in terms of one more reason I wanted to make this film is that there really was no one, no Japanese who had been in the running to make a joint film with a joint Japanese-Burmese film. This had really never happened before. So I wanted to do something that no one else had done, which is why I put this ad up on the internet looking for directors. There were around 40 entries of people who wanted to make the film, but it actually was director Fujimoto who had the most interesting proposal, and that's why I wanted to go with him.
What was this proposal?
その提案は何でしたか？藤本監督が出したその何を提案したんですか？
最初は条件が全部ミャンマーで撮影っていうのと、それが条件だったので、最初ストリートチルドレンと少女の娼婦と恋愛するっていう話を最初、書いてて、で半年間以上はその企画をやろうとしてずっと動いてました。全然違う話なんですけど。
So the initial condition for making the film was that it had to be filmed entirely in Myanmar. So my initial idea, which actually is totally different than the film I made, was to focus on street children and a young prostitute, someone falling in love with a young prostitute in Myanmar. I spent about 6 months working on this project or plan.
And one of the most striking features of this film is the use of non-actors. From what I understand, you cast actual folks from Myanmar who had trouble immigrating to Japan. Can you tell us a little bit first about the process of casting and how you found these remarkable actors? I found the film so well cast, especially these two young sons in the film.
キャスティングに関してはすごいプロデューサーの北川さんがいろいろ日本に住んでる、ミャンマーの方々を探してくれていて、もともとそのプロのミャンマーの俳優が日本に存在してないっていうのがあったので、必然的に素人には、なりました。
In terms of the casting, I have to give credit to Mr. Kitagawa. He was the one who looked in Japan for Burmese who are living in Japan. As far as I know, there aren't any professional Burmese actors in Japan, so we had to go with amateurs.
でまず兄弟を紹介されて、子供たちに、元々日本にこの年齢の6歳3歳の、子供っていうのはあんまり少なかったので選択肢がなかったです。だからこのカウン君とテッ君っていう兄弟を選びました。でその許可を得るためにお母さんに会いに行ったら、お母さんがあまりにも役柄にぴったりな感じだったので、そのままついでにオファーしました。
So again, we were looking for these two brothers. They had to be around the ages of the children in the movie, about 3 and 6. There weren't very many Burmese siblings or brothers who fit the bill, so we didn't have many choices, and we went with Kaung and Htet, who you see in the roles. But of course, we had to receive permission first from their mother, and when we went to go meet her, we actually found her to be perfect for the role of the mother, so she joined at that point as well.
正直言うと最初2人の兄弟がすごい嫌だったんですよね兄弟を紹介されて写真見て、でも実際後でなんかすごい太ってたんですよその時、お兄ちゃんが、弟はまあああいう感じで可愛らしい感じなんですけど、なんか子供すごい今回大事なテーマなのに、これでいいんだろうかと思いながらクランクイン撮影始まってまだ思っててそれ
And I have to reveal something here that I really wasn't too fond of the siblings or casting these siblings initially. Even when I saw the pictures of them at the initial stage, the older brother was a bit heavier than he is in this movie. The little one was still cute as he is here, but I had a little bit of a resistance to casting these two. I wasn't really fond of them in the role of the brothers. I felt this way up until the point we started filming.
で撮影が始まっていくにつれて順番通りにこの映画って撮影したんです。まあ大体映画ってなんかいろんなシーンをバラバラに撮っていくんですけど、まあその脚本通りにこう時系列をなぞって撮っていって、で途中からだんだん子供になっていく話で、で子供にこう演技の話とかしてるうちにだんだんなんかこの子はもしかしてすごい子供なんじゃないかっていうのを途中でみんなスタッフ、まあ僕も含めてこの子はすごいかもしれない。自分に気づいてだんだんみんなカウンクのことが好きになっていって超結果オーライでしたね。結果オーライ、まあやってよかったなって。
So again at the start, I wasn't quite sure how to feel about this, but we actually did the filming in order. A lot of movies will jump to different scenes, but we actually stuck to the screenplay and filmed in chronological order. So you follow these children as they were getting older in their journey. And as I watched their performance, as we went along, I came to really be moved by the performance and think that maybe we cast some pretty amazing kids here. It was myself and the staff, we all had the same kind of reaction. And in the end, we actually all came to really like the older brother, Kaung. So in the end, we said, we're glad we cast him.
僕は最初からいいと思ってましたよ。
I liked them from the start.
I was particularly struck with this scene where the Kaung, or the older brother, is fighting with his mother and he's throwing kind of a fit. And he insists that he's Japanese. And she almost hits him. And the emotion there is so real, and the connection is so real. It doesn't seem like acting. It seems like we're privy to a documentary recording. How do you go about directing a scene like that? Are there particular directions that you give, or a prompt? How much direction do they need? Is he really angry at his mom? That kind of thing.
この映画に関してちょっと特別な手法というかやったのはこう台本でセリフとか、書いてるんです。ああいう感じでお母さん殴るとかって書いてあったのを本当は30秒ぐらいで終わったりするんですけど、あの時多分2時間半ぐらい撮ってたんですよ。で結構子供がいるっていうシーンは必ず30分以上はずっとこうロングテイク、長回しばっかりをしていってその中で一部分を切り取るっていう手法を取っていたので、その関係でもしかしたらドキュメンタリーっぽく見えたっていうのはそういうことかもしれないですね。あとは本当に撮影前にすごいお母さんと子供カウン君とはすごい話し合いました。
I think I used a special method for this film that's not typical. We actually had the screenplay, and the lines were in that the mom would hit the child, but that was supposed to only be about 30 seconds. The filming actually was for 2.5 hours. So this is something that happens often with children. Usually most times it's a long take. It's going to be for at least 30 minutes. You're just doing a long take. And then you end up using just a portion of that. So in terms of the way the results, the way it came out, that might be why it seems like it's more like a documentary in its portrayal. Another aspect is that before we did the filming, to get comfortable with each other, I spent a lot of time talking with the mom and the children.
その1時間2時間具体的に何なのかっていうとシーンに関しては例えば脚本に起こってるもうちょっと前の 時間から、撮影するようには必ずしてました。例えば日向朝起きてお母さんにちょっと降りて勉強するわよって言われたとこから勉強してで嫌になって上に上がっていって喧嘩する前そこが一回も途切れてない。ワンカットだからすごい長い時間。
So in terms of why it took such a long 1 or 2 hours, the long take, it's that we have the script, but actually in the part before that scene, that's when we start filming. So for that scene, we started it with the family, with the mom and the family waking up, and then there was a part where they went to study, and then they have the fight. But we're doing this all in one cut. It's one long take.
すごい、僕もあれは見ながら僕自身も結構衝撃だったんですけど、お母さんが最初絶対に自分の子供を殴ったことがないっていうのを言ってたんですね。ミャンマー人の方ってそうなんだと思って、いざ本番始まったら、脚本に叩くって書いてるんで、思いっきり叩いてたからすごいよかったなと思って、ちゃんと脚本を理解してやってくれてよかったって感じです。
So in terms of the mother's reaction, she said that she had actually never hit her children. Corporal punishment was not something that she had done, and I thought, oh, okay. But it was something that was in the script. It actually was written for her to hit Kaung. And she really went for it when the actual filming several times. So I thought it's great that she actually understood and that she stuck to the script.
やっぱりその一般の方ではあるんですけど、実際にこういう問題のこととか、例えば実際この役者の家族は普通に平和に暮らしてて、子供たちも日本で生まれた子供でなんですけど、その身近な人で同じような人を見たことがあるとか、そういった感情の部分をよく知ってる人たちだったんですよね。だからこそいざ映画で撮影してもそのまま本物の気持ちで芝居とかじゃなくて、ちゃんとそのなんか真実に基づいた演技っていうのをしてたので、そこはかなりフィクションっていうのを超えてすごい、ドキュメンタリーとかそういう枠を超えてすごい本当の場面っていうのを映せたんじゃないかなと思っています。
So of course the people in this film, they were amateurs, they were just average people, but they're very familiar with the issues that are portrayed in the film. These actual actors, their children were born in Japan, the family lives in peace, so it's not their specific scenario, but they're people who are close to them who have gone through these kinds of issues, so they're very familiar with the emotions that go along with them. So in terms of filming this movie, these are feelings that they actually had, so it wasn't them acting so much as doing a performance that's based on the truth, based on emotions that they've had vicariously through other people. So I think that might be why this actually goes past fiction into the realm of documentary. It's a very realistically portrayed scene.
And is this kind of shooting approach with the long takes part of the reason that it took so long to edit? I understand 2 years in the editing room?
そうですね、撮りすぎですよね、やっぱり。
Yes, I did too much filming.
ほぼその毎シーンこういうことやってたので、他にもいろんな演出の手法はやってたんですけど、それを言い出した今すごい長くなっちゃうので。
Yeah, this actually, this style or the long take, we actually did for every scene. So in terms of going through that, it takes a long time to filter.
Well, worth it. So at this point, we'll open it up to the audience. We have our lovely volunteers with microphones on either end of the room. So if you could just please raise your hand high, and we have one here.
So the army, the Tatmadaw that controls Myanmar, is a Japanese creation. It's created by the Imperial Army. And it's not hard to find old people that were abused by the Japanese, either in the north of Myanmar or even in the Burmese areas. What I'm wondering, as artists, do you feel any responsibility to help the people of Myanmar, to some sort of compensation for what your grandfathers and I guess great-grandfathers were involved in the Second World War?
皆さんがその責任がありますか、アーティストとしては。
ミャンマーに初めて行った時すごい印象的だったのが、あるタケノコを売ってるおばあちゃんがいて、日本人だって言われて、日本人ですって言って、なんか妹が日本兵に槍でこう刺されて逃げたんで、それぶりに君を見たみたいな感じで、
70年ぶりに会ったって
ですごいでもなんか日本人で変わったねみたいなことを言われて、別にそんなに喋ってないんですけど、変わりましたねっていうので、こういうお辞儀をしてくれたんですよね、その見ず知らずの僕たちに。だからなんかそこで初めてなんかそういうやっぱりそういう現実っていうのはあったんだっていうのは認識しました。ただその責任感に関するとやっぱりまだまだ知らないことが多いので、その責任を取るか取れないかっていうとやっぱ取れないと思ってます、芸術家として。ただその時のおばあちゃんのこととか、そういう話っていうのは映画人として今後伝えていきたいなと思っています。ちなみに次回作はそういう話に今ミャンマーで取り組んでいます。
So the first time I went to Myanmar, one of the things that was really striking was that there was an old woman who came up to me in the street and said, "You're Japanese." And I said, "Yes, I am Japanese." And she told me a story about her younger sister being stabbed by a member of the Imperial Army, one of the Japanese military. This is something that happened over 70 years ago. But she also said to me that, wow, the Japanese have changed, because even though I didn't know her, I greeted her, I gave her a bow. We couldn't really have a substantial conversation, but that was something that seemed to strike her. In terms of, and this is the first time I was aware of this situation, in terms of taking responsibility as an artist, to be honest with you, there's so many things I'm still not aware of. That was something I learned for the first time. As an artist, I can't really say whether I would. At this point, I can't say that I would take responsibility. But what she said to me really struck me. As a filmmaker, it's something that I would like to convey to viewers. So that actually is a focus in my next project, which I'm currently filming in Myanmar.
I see a hand, but passing it down, thank you.
Hi, you showed such restraint in your storytelling, and I really admire that. It really put it in the children's point of view for most of the film. Were you tempted, or did anybody encourage you to create more jeopardy, more false jeopardy, for example, like putting the family in a detention center or having somebody die? You kept it at such a real level, big emotions for little children.
So you work on thatみたいな。
ありがとうございます。特にその誘惑っていうのはなかったんですけど、基本的に本当のモデルになった家族に起きたことっていうのをもう本当に8割9割ぐらい忠実に完璧に再現しようっていうのを最初からすごい意識してたので、なんかこう変にフィクションで僕はつけずに、もう本当に家族たちが過ごした時間っていうのは、一体どういうことだったんだろうっていう観点で映画を作っていたので、だからそこの子供に関する脚色っていうのはその時は脚本段階とか撮影中は考えてなかったです。
I didn't really, you mentioned restraint, but that wasn't really something that I felt tempted by, because I was really wanting to stick to the basic story of the family that I was basing the story on, what had actually happened to them. The story that you see on the screen is about 80 to 90% accurate in terms of what they went through. So my main goal was to be loyal, faithful to their story, and to perfectly recreate it as much as possible. I didn't really have the temptation to create any kind of a strange fictional aspect on top of that. And I just wanted to show how the family spent their time, and that's why I used from the perspective of the children, and that was something important to me in the film.
See a question up here. I'll help people next time. Sorry.
So the scene where the child runs away, I found to be very striking. The background for that, did you have somebody on your staff that ran away as a child and described that, or how did you decide how to film that scene and how to show the preparing to leave and running away?
りがとうございます。さっき8割9割実話って言ったんですけど、家出のシーンが脚色です。全くの。
So I said earlier I was trying to be faithful to their actual story, 80s, 90%. The running away from home part was in the 10 to 20% that actually did not happen. That was my own elaboration.
今それを上映後に言っていいのかどうかちょっと分かんないですけど。
I don't know if that's something I should be saying here at the screening, but that's the truth.
ただ本当にカウン君はすごい頑張っていろいろ回ってくれました。本当に。
But Kaung actually worked really hard at going to all these different locations. He was running all over and very cooperative.
カウン君だけ休みがなかったんです。
He didn't get any. There was no break in that scene for him.
For one or two more. See one here and one there. Two in the middle over here. So we'll go one at a time.
Hello. Hi. I'd like to congratulate you on your screening here in America.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. I was wondering, what made you decide to end the movie the way that you did?
最後のシーンだけ脚本になかったんですよ。他は大体書いてあったんですけど、最後は本当はネタバレをすると日本人学校のシーンで終わってたんですね、脚本の段階では。でも撮っていくうちにもうみんなやっぱカウン君が大好きになって、だんだんなんていうんですかね、長男の話、本当は家族の話をしたかったのに、だんだんそれが撮影中ブレてきて、子供だけの話にどんどんなっちゃってて、で大体クライマックスまで大体撮影が進んでいて、あのシーンを撮ったんですよね。電話するっていうシーンを単純に撮りたいと思って、でテッ君弟があそこまで泣くとは思わなかったんですよ。僕らが泣かしたんですけど、でもそうやって撮影中みんながやっぱパパのことを忘れちゃってたんですね。僕ら自身も、忘れてはいないんですけど、物語上忘れちゃってたっていうのにちょっと反省して、いろんなその希望が見えるとかそういうバッドエンディングなのか一応特定はしてないんですけど、ちゃんとやっぱ子供だけの問題じゃなくて、その家族としての問題としてこの映画を終えたかったんですね。その後どうなっていくのか、お父さん帰ってくるのかとか、最終的な家族全体的な話で、終わりたかったのでシーンをラストシーンに、しました。
So that last scene was the only one that was not in the script. Everything else went pretty much along with how things were written. But that last scene I'd intended to do at the Japanese school. But while filming, as I said, we all came to love the older brother, Kaung. As his role as older brother, this became more important for us. Initially, it was the focus on the family in terms of making the film, but we started veering towards the child's point of view. Until the climax of the film, that was sort of the direction the film was taking. So the scene where they are on the phone, Htet was crying. I had tried to make him cry, but I didn't think he would cry that much. So that surprised me, because initially during some of the filming, they had actually forgotten about their dad. They had gotten so wrapped up in the story. And there were all different things emerging. There was the hope. We could have done a bad ending, or negative ending. But something I really wanted to focus on was that it wasn't just about the children. It was about the family, the portrayal of the family as the whole. And I wanted to leave things that the viewer would be wondering, what happens going forward? Is the dad going to return? What's going to happen? So I wanted to have the last scene portray the family as a whole from their perspective in regards to these issues.
だからお兄ちゃんが頑張った、感動的な話で終わっちゃうと、多分見終わった後に思考が停止するかなと、思いました。
And I thought if I just left it that, like Kaung had worked hard, he became emotional, overcame his issues. I didn't know if that necessarily would be a good ending in terms of feeling that there was a completion to the film.
Thank you.
And our last question over here.
Well, first of all, thank you very much. I really like the film very much, and I would not want to impugn the integrity of your chronology in the film, but I'm very curious as to what happened to the family upon whom 80 to 90% of it was based.
Can you repeat the question?
I'm very curious to know what happened to the family upon which the 80 to 90% of the film was based?
元の家族がこれ4年前に撮影したんですよ。で去年完成してで今年の初めかな、去年の末ぐらいにちょうどこの完成した時期よりちょっと前にお父さんがやっぱりもうビザが、ダメっていうことでもう諦めて、すごい粘ってたんですけど帰りましたミャンマーに。
So in terms of the original family, again, this was 4 years ago. At about the end of last year or early this year, right when this film was being finished, we found out that the father, once again, was not able to receive his visa. He'd been trying really hard, but once again was denied and ended up returning to Myanmar.
一度状態でミャンマーに帰ってしまうともう5年一応規定では5年ぐらいは日本に入国できないっていう規定が5年っても結構適当で5年以上かもしれないし、そういった事情もあるので結構粘ってたっていうのも、あったみたいです。
One of the reasons he tried so hard was that there's a regulation saying that if you leave Japan once and you go back to your home country, you can't come back for 5 years, and that means probably at least 5 years. So that's a restriction that he will be facing.
Okay, thank you very much. Unfortunately, we have to wrap it here.
最後にありますかなんか。
Any final words?
締めって難しい。はい、今日はご来場いただきましてありがとうございました。今日初めて、ニューヨークで上映できまして、これからもニューヨークで一般上映ができたらななんていうふうに思っております。なので今日見ていただいた皆様ですね、ツイッターなどでつぶやいていただいて、もしちょっと上映したいよという声が関係者の方の中にいらっしゃいましたら、ぜひお声掛けいただければと思います。
ハッシュタグつけよう。ハッシ
ュタグパッセージオブライフ。ツイッターやっておりますので、ぜひ応援のほどよろしくお願いいたします。
We're closing with a bit of a promotional piece, but I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. This is again our first screening here in New York, and we're actually hoping to have more general screenings going forward. So if you liked what you saw today, if you can spread the word via social media, we're all on Twitter. You can use the hashtag #PassageOfLife, but please tell your friends and anyone who might have influence, because we'd love to get this movie screened in other theaters as well. So thank you.
Yes, do it. Thank you very much.